The music wasn't even loud. That's the part people never believe. It was a Friday night, just past 9, and my garage door was open halfway, the way it always was when friends came over. A few folding chairs, a grill still warm from burgers, soft rock playing from a Bluetooth speaker. Laughter, clinking bottles, nothing wild. Just neighbors unwinding after a long week. Then I saw her, standing at the edge of my driveway like she owned it. Arms crossed, phone already in her hand. HOA Karen herself. I should have known the night was about to change. She didn't say hello, didn't ask us to turn the music down. She stared, lips tight, eyes scanning every detail like she was collecting evidence. This is a residential community, she snapped. Not a nightclub. I smiled politely. Evening to you too. That's when she lifted her phone higher so I could see the screen. I've already called the police, she said. Unauthorized gathering. Noise violation. Alcohol visible. And I'm sure there are parking violations too. The garage went quiet. My friends looked at me, confused. One of them whispered, "Is she serious?" Karen's smile was thin and smug. You people think rules don't apply to you. 10 minutes from now, you'll all understand. She turned and walked back toward her pristine white SUV, heels clicking like punctuation marks at the end of a sentence she thought she'd already won. 10 minutes. That's what she promised. What she didn't know was that 10 minutes was exactly how long it took for her entire plan to collapse. I didn't shut off the music. I didn't panic. I just pulled out my phone and sent one text. Hey guys. Garage is open. Burgers are gone, but beer's cold. Because this wasn't just a party. This was my house, my garage, and my neighborhood had a secret Karen never bothered to learn. The flashing lights showed up fast. Red and blue washed over the cul-de-sac, reflecting off windshields and manicured lawns. Karen came running back like she was late to her own victory parade, arms waving as she marched toward the first patrol car. That's them, she said loudly. That house. I told you it was out of control. The officer stepped out. Then another. Then another. One by one, police cars lined the street. Neighbors peeked through curtains. Phones came out. Karen stood taller with every new cruiser, her confidence swelling. Until the officers started walking past her. Straight toward my garage. Karen followed, already rehearsing her speech. I demand citations. This has been ongoing. The HOA has rules. Hey, Mike. One officer called. Another laughed. Didn't know you were hosting tonight. Hands clapped my shoulders. Someone grabbed a soda from the cooler without asking. One officer sniffed the air dramatically and said, "Man, that grill smells better than our break room." Karen froze. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. You know him?" she asked. An older officer turned and raised an eyebrow. "Know him. We went to high school together." Another added, "His cousin's a sergeant. His brother's a dispatcher. And this." He gestured around. "This is a private gathering. Noise levels fine. No violations." Karen's face drained of color. "But I called because this violates HOA policy," she insisted. "You need to shut this down." The first officer smiled, slow and patient. "Ma'am, HOA rules aren't criminal law." Someone in the garage snorted. Karen's voice rose. "He's harassed the board before. He refuses to comply. He's a problem homeowner." I crossed my arms. "Funny. I don't remember being notified of any violations." "That's because you ignore the emails," she shot back. "Actually," I said calmly, "I stopped receiving them when I resigned from the HOA." Silence. The kind that presses on your ears. Karen turned, sharply. "That's not possible." "Oh, it is," I said. "And since my property is no longer under HOA jurisdiction, your rules don't apply here." One officer let out a low whistle. Karen's voice trembled now. "That's not fair." The older officer shrugged. "Life's like that sometimes." She stood there, surrounded by cops who weren't on her side, watching her authority evaporate in real time. And that's when karma decided the night still wasn't done with her. By the time the laughter settled and the officers relaxed into chairs like old friends, Karen was pacing at the edge of my driveway, phone glued to her ear. She whispered furiously, stabbing the air with one finger like she was conducting an invisible orchestra of outrage. I could hear bits of it. "They're not enforcing it. No, they're all biased. Yes, I want a formal complaint." She hung up and marched back toward me, eyes blazing. "You think this is over?" she said. "It's not. The HOA will deal with you." I nodded. "I'm counting on it." She scoffed. "You should be careful. The board doesn't forget." "I know," I said. "Neither do I." One of the officers leaned over and murmured, "You sure you don't want us to stick around?" I smiled. I think tonight's lesson already landed. They stayed anyway. For another hour. Laughing. Eating. Telling stories about calls gone wrong and paperwork gone worse. Every minute felt like salt in Karen's wound. But the real consequence didn't come that night. It came the following Monday. I walked into the HOA meeting, not as a resident under their control, but as a property owner adjacent to their authority. The same Karen sat at the head of the table, posture stiff, smile fake. Until she saw me. You can't be here, she snapped. I was invited, I replied, placing a folder on the table. By your attorney. The room shifted. Karen blinked. Or what? I opened the folder slowly. Turns out, when the HOA expanded years ago, several properties were improperly included. Including mine. I had it reviewed. Legally. Thoroughly. A murmur rippled through the room. The result. I continued. I'm not just exempt. I'm owed restitution for years of improper dues. Karen's hands clenched. And, I added, since the HOA filed multiple complaints against a non-member, they exposed themselves to liability. The attorney cleared his throat. We recommend settling. Karen stood abruptly. This is ridiculous. The board didn't agree. By the end of the meeting, Karen's power was gone. Removed by unanimous vote. The same neighbors she once ruled now avoided her eyes. I walked out into the sunlight, folder lighter, shoulders relaxed. That Friday, the garage door was open again. Music low. Friends laughing. And across the street, Karen's curtains stayed firmly shut.